Hi everybody, welcome to LNP Renewable System Integrators. Today we are going to see some of the basics of solar fencing. So while entering into the topic, let us try to ask some of the questions. What is the solar fencing and where will I use the solar fencing? How the solar fencing looks like and what are the important specifications about the solar fencing and how it is installed and where. So if we look what is the solar fencing, so it's an electrical fence which delivers a brief electric shock. Okay, but most important thing is that if any human beings or animals come in contact, they will face a small shock. Okay, most probably we need to make ensure that no loss of life is caused. Okay, that is the importance of the solar fencing. Where can we use this? Mostly it is used in agriculture. Okay, because agriculture fields sometimes get exploited because of this wild animals like pigs, cow, some domestic animals like cow and elephants. Okay, so these might can affect they can come and eat these crops. So to safeguard the crops from this animals, we need to go for this agriculture fencings. Okay, uh, normally it is used in prisons as well in the military confidential areas also they used to install these, but still mostly it is used in agriculture fencing. So how it's look like, this is how it's look like. See, these are the poles. Okay, these are the wires, line wires, earth wires, line wires, earth wires. These are the insulators. Okay, and since it's a solar fencing, we will use a solar panel. Okay, and for the fence to normally 5 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt uh, energy we have to provide. For that we are using this battery, 12-volt battery, and we can this is a solar fencing device. Okay, we will connect this solar panel and this battery here, and the line neutral wire we will take from this and we will connect to this wires so that it will get energized. And we used to go for this warning indications, and if required we can go for hootos also, sound hootos. These are the different insulating materials we are using in this solar fencing. Okay, so let us try to know in depth about these. So these are the insulated photos, and this is a wire tightening device. Okay, this is one of the hook type insulator. So in order to know the charge the lead acid batteries, we can use this charge controllers. Okay, and this is a solar power fence energizer. See here, fence line and the earth is here. This is an example of a battery. So let's try to know what are the general specifications we should know while choosing a solar fencing device. Okay, so based on your requirement you can classify into two. Either you want a 5 kV line or you want a 10 kV line. Okay, what is your output voltage? So okay, so output power can be in joules also. It can be 1.5 joules or 3.5 joules. Current rating also 0.25 amps you can go for, or you can go for 0.45 amps. Okay, what is the pulsating time? So the most important thing is that only for a 0.3 seconds the pulse should be there. Okay, and rest of the time pulse should be in the off position. It means not all the time you're going to energize the fence. Okay, pulse on time should be in 0.3 seconds and off time can be 1.2 seconds. Okay, and what are the protections should be there in the energizer? It should have a reverse voltage protection as well as a short circuit protection, and it should withhold the temperature of external environment. So it can be around 0 to 60 degree. Humidity also it should withhold 95, and if any fault occurs it should raise an alarm. So fault alarm should be there, and we can have options. Either you can go for a 12 hours option or you can go for a 24 hours option. If it's a 12 hours option, during the night mode, that is auto dawn and dusk function, you can enable. If it is a 24 hours, you can go for day and night. Okay, and most importantly reverse protection should be there, because we are going to connect the battery or sometimes directly the grid and the solar in the energizer only. So you should have all the protection features. So if you go for a grid, so here we are going to provide the power supply as well as battery charger also we are going to provide. It can be around 280 volt AC and output voltage can be 4.12 volt DC and the current charging is 3 amps. Okay. And if you're going for a solar, what type of panel we can use? We can go for polycrystalline panel, and the rated power of this solar panel can be either 30 watts. So if it is a big fence, you can go for 50 watts as well. Okay, but the solar panel voltage can be around 21 volt DC. Okay, and most importantly, efficiency can be more than 20% or 19%. Okay. So if you're going for a battery, go for a sealed maintenance free battery. So battery voltage can be 12 volt DC, and battery AH you can go for 7 AH to 26 AH. Okay. And most importantly, what sort of backup you're going to plan. Either you're going for 24 hours or you can go for up to, you can extend up to 96 hours also. Okay. And most importantly, everything should have an indicators. Okay. For the power on, charging, fault, battery low, for all the options, always have an indicators. So how it is wired? So see here, so this is a small animal pig and this is a big domestic animal cow, and you can go for more than this also. Okay, see here how it is connected. Solar panel is being connected to the energizer, and battery is being connected to the energizer. And if you need to charge this solar fencing using the grid power also, you can have a separate charger. Okay, see here the solar from the fence energizer line is getting connected and all the earth is being connected with this. Okay, see here hooter or external hooter, if you want you can add as well. Internal hooter is also there. So this is how it is getting wired. Either you can go for a wooden pole or you can go for a GI pole fence as well. Okay, so how it is installed? So as we saw earlier, we can go for either wooden pole or you can go for GI. It's up to our requirement. Okay, and the distance, okay, between the poles should be minimum 10 foots. Okay, so up to 15 foots you can go for, but still the minimum it should be 10 foot. Okay, and if you're going, your application is only for these small animals or domestic animals, you can go for a height up to 5 to 6 foot. But no, your application is for a big animal like elephants, then you can go up to 10 foots as well. Okay, and for a wooden poles you can go for reel type insulators. So this is the reel type insulators. Okay, you can go for it. And if you're going for a iron, then you can go for a hook type as well. Okay, these are also referred as a corner insulators because it is being getting connected at the corners. Okay, so these are the safety springs. This can be provided in order to absorb the shocks, because when animals try to collide, okay, it should move and come back to its original position. For that you can use the springs. If it is a rigid, there is a possibility for it to break down. So to avoid that, you can go for this spring type safety. And for the wire tightness, along with the wire tightness only, we are providing this spring type shock absorbers. Okay, these are the wire tightness. So as we told earlier, depend upon the animal. Okay, we can determine the gap between the wire rounds. Okay, these are the wires. See here, line, earth, line, earth, line, earth, line. See here, sometimes there is a possibility for the small animals to get inside the fence. So in order to avoid that, the gaps should be very less. So for that, we can go up to a size of 6 to 9 inches gap is sufficient to prevent these animals like pigs. Okay, no, if you want to protect the bigger animals, then you can go for 9 to 12 inches gap. Okay, so this is a typical example we are providing. Okay, see here, connect both the start and the end of the round wires on the complete fence as per the live start and end and earth start and end. So properly live earth, live earth, live earth, live. Okay, it should be properly planned. So if you're going for either wooden or iron or a cement pole, you need to install the insulators between the wires. It is necessary to install insulators on both live as well as the earth wires. Okay, so how many round of wires we can use? So it is also depends upon the animal that you're choosing. Okay, either you can go for 3 rounds or you can go for 5, 7, 9 rounds. Okay, so as we told earlier, this is how the current is getting flow. Line, earth, line, earth, line, earth, line, earth. This is how it is going to use. And most important note is that if you are using any high voltage cable, okay, uh, its voltage rating should be 18,000 volt. Okay, if you're going for a normal household, it will be around only 1000 volt only. Please don't use it, because if you use it, there is a possibility for arc formation. Okay, so always go for these cables like this, okay, which is of rating 18,000 volt. Don't go for the household cables, because for sure there is a possibility for arc formation. Okay, and if this cables, if it touches walls or grounds also, there won't be any arcings. But if you use a household cables, okay, wall and ground, okay, they will act as an earth. There is a possibility for formation of arc. So please avoid using the household wiring cables. Okay, use the cables which has a voltage rating of 18,000 volt. Okay, so as we told earlier, there should be a live light indications for the human intruders to keep away from this fence, in order to inform them it is electrically live, and always have a warning board like this. Okay, and as we told earlier, always install the solar panel in a place where there is no shadow. You can go for a tilt angle of 13 to 25 degree. Always try, if you're going for a, based on this location, if you're in Tamil Nadu, if you're going for, then you can prefer a, south facing. Okay, south direction. Thank you so much. So please subscribe by pressing the subscribe bell icon, and if you want to know more and learn more, please subscribe. Okay, for the learning and the projects, feel free to contact us. We are ready to help you. So we are doing design, installation, testing and commissioning support for all the solar related works. Okay, feel free to contact us. Thank you.